Good morning, student. Today we are going to study about the return to scale. So when it comes to return to scale, we have studied law of variable proportion. So because of law of variable proportion, there will be return to scale. Basically, when it comes to return to scale, we will divide into three groups. One is constant return to scale, increasing return to scale, and decreasing return to scale. The law of variable proportion arises because of factor proportion changes as long as factor is held constant and the other is increased. So this concept comes because there will be changes in the proportion of what? The factors means the input which we are using. So there are both variable factors are there, fixed factors are there. So when there is changes in the variable factor and fixed factor which we are using as input, there will be changes in the output also. As long as factors are not constant or only one factor is constant, another one is varying, that means the output also goes on changing. As the input changes, there will be changes in the output. It can be increasing or it can be reducing or it can be constant. What if both factors can change? So now we are talking about when both the factors are going to be changed. Till here, when it comes to total production, average production, marginal production, in that one variable we kept as a constant. Example, we kept capital as a constant and we used labor as a variable factor. So you can see in x axis, which you studied previous class, in x axis we are taking only labor, which is variable in nature. So constant is capital, which we are not considering in this part. So here they are saying that what happens when both the factors are changing. Both the factors, which are the factors? Capital and labor. So that we are going to study here under law of return to scale. So first one, when a proportional increase in all input result in an increase in output by the same proportion. So when you are increasing the input, as much you are increasing the input, the same level there will be changes in the output. So if you are increasing 10% of input, there will be increase in 10% of output. Okay, so we are talking about constant return to scale. When there is 10% increase in the input, there will be 10% increase in the output. So there will equal return or equal production you are getting. So that means in one field, if you are kept 10 laborers, so they are working for one day and they are producing 10 quintal of wheat. So it is called constant return to scale. As much you are increasing the input, that much output is increasing. It is equal. So how much input you are keeping, that much output you are getting. That is constant return to scale. The production function is said to be display constant return to scale. So we will write it as a CRS, that means constant return to scale. So next one, when a proportional increase in all input result in an increase in output by a larger proportion. So larger portion increment. So example, now you kept 10 labor in one field. Now instead of 10 quintal production, they are producing 20 quintal. So the differences is greater. So greater than the input. So if you are increasing, if you are keeping 10 labor, the output should also increase 10 unit. So that time it was constant return to scale. Now what happening, when you are keeping 10 unit of labor, 10 labors, the output is increasing to 20 quintal. So another 10 extra 10 they are producing. That we will call it as a increasing return to scale. That means the input which you are keeping, the output will be greater than that input. That we will call it as a increasing return to scale. So that we will write it as a IRS. So how we will write IRS? That means increasing return to scale. The third one, decreasing return to scale. So by listening this word only, you will come to know what is decreasing return to scale. So now you know the meaning of constant return to scale, you know the meaning of increasing return to scale. Now we are going to study about decreasing return to scale. So decreasing return to scale holds when a proportional increase in all input result in an increase in output by a smaller portion. The important one is smaller portion. So when you are increasing the input in a larger portion, but result you are getting in a lower portion, that means you are keeping 10 labor in one field, now they are producing only 8 quintal of wheat. So what happened? There is reduction in 2 quintal. So that means it is a decreasing return to scale. How much input you are keeping, lesser than that output you are getting. So in simple word we can say that when you are keeping 10 labors, if you are getting 10 units of output, when you are keeping 10 labors, 10 unit of output you are getting, then it is constant return to scale. If you are keeping 10 labors and you are getting 20 quintal of wheat, that means it is increasing return to scale, multiple than that, larger portion you are getting. Decreasing return to scale means how it will happen? Yeah, it will happen when you are keeping 10 unit of labor and you are getting 8 quintal of wheat. That time it will be decreasing return to scale. You are keeping larger portion of input and you are getting lesser portion of output. So this is about return to scale. I hope you are clear with this small concept. So there is one example is given. What is increasing return to scale? What is decreasing return to scale? What is constant return to scale? So increasing return to scale, we will write it as a IRS, constant return to scale, CRS, and decreasing return to scale, we will write it as a DRS. So I hope you are clear with this concept. If you are having any doubt, you can contact me. Thank you, students.